Why, hello there.
Oh, hi everybody.
Button didn't work to start. All right, we conquered white. We got through blue. We're on,
It's
I
been
guess we're on black now.
um I I I,
We
I thought
good?
you had this figured out.
Give me time.
Okay.
Quick technical difficult. I'm just kidding.
All right, no,
Uh,
we're on black. Let's just get to it.
let's just get through these. A lot of them. We need to get through them.
Yeah.
This one's abnormal. Abnormal endurance. When in a black for an instant up until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Yeah, okay, I'm down.
I'm down.
This sounds like a great combat
It's a good
trick.
combat trick, yeah.
That's what you need it to do. Toughness doesn't matter that you're not getting because it's just gonna come back anyway.
Save your biggest boy if
There
they
could be
decide to triple block or
there could be
something.
some ETBs that could be really good.
Yeah.
I'm down for
I do
three. What's
I'm
up?
down for three as well. I do really like how, and this has been a thing for a while. Well, they've been experimenting with ways to fix regenerate.
Hmm.
I think they've settled on this. I do like it.
Man, if only I
'Cause
could.
this was in Dominaria as well.
Dude, they can fix regenerate, but I can't fix my freaking camera right now. All right.
All right, that's enough of that. Blood divination. 3 and a black sorcery, uncommon. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature. Draw 3 cards.
I don't want to play this. There's got to be
Hey,
like.
Wired, how did you like Altar's Reap?
I didn't like Altar's Reap.
How do you like Altar's Reap, but 2 more mana and 1 more card?
Yeah, I still don't want to play Altar's Reap.
I mean,
Like, is
blue
there
does
enough?
have some token stuff. White has some token stuff.
Yeah, but there's got to be like a lot of like 3 cards. I guess is kind of nice, but like think about it this way: if you're in blue and white, there are already better cards in blue and white to draw cards.
Yeah, I mean divination, but no, I'd say this is like a 1.5.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna give
one.
it 2 just because these
Two,
it is
two,
playable, and we did see a lot of token strategies already, so it could
Yeah,
be fine. But sacrificing
fair enough.
creatures is typically kind of hard, especially in limited.
In limited, you really want all the board
Oh
presence you can
my
get.
god, this guy is my favorite. Look at his face. He's so
Hey
happy to be
guys,
here. This is bog
how
stopper
you
four
doing?
four black for a 6/5. Yeah, okay, I'll play it.
It's just a 6/5 in black.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time in a while black has just gotten a common beater like big boy.
I mean we had the death touching guy last set, the 5/5 with death touch. Even though why?
I, I'm talking about like a vanilla one.
Oh, fair enough. No,
Um,
I think this is definitely something you can put in the top of your black decks. There's probably some better
yeah.
cards, but definitely
Oh,
something you're
obviously.
not too unhappy getting. I'm thinking if we had the halves, 2.5s, I'm gonna go ahead and round down just because you don't want too many of these.
Yeah,
But
probably just a two. Just a two. Yeah.
Two, three. It's fine. You'll see yourself playing it, but
Yeah.
not too. I mean, you're gonna be happy because look at that artwork. He's amazing. But
He's just a good old boy.
yeah, dude, he's getting in there.
All right. Bone Dragon, 3 black, dragon skeleton creature, mythic rare. It's a 5/4 with flying. I'm already on board.
All right, I mean, I'd first pick this card anyway. What's going on here?
3 black, activated ability. Exile 7 other cards from your graveyard at initial cost. Return Bone Dragon from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
What a weird ass card. I'm
It's very
down.
strange.
Very down.
I'm down. I'd first pick this in a
Oh,
heartbeat.
this is bomb worthy. Like those stats
Yeah.
are fine, and late game if you ever get to that point. Still don't know how.
Yeah,
this
because
format
you're going
kinda
to be
seems
putting
aggressive.
cards are going to be put into your graveyard at some
Yeah.
point.
This card,
It's just a matter of 7. That's a lot, but still, I'd give it a 5.
yeah, no, 5 mana, 5/4 flyer, just premium stats, and the
Can
ability.
come back eventually.
Yeah, the ability. I'm worried about how aggressive this format is.
Yeah.
It seems pretty fast, and like cards like this might struggle to get the ability off. I mean, the body's obviously gonna be really good, but
Oh, obviously.
um,
I don't know if blue black flyers continues to be at least somewhat of an archetype. This is perfect.
yeah. Hey,
Um,
Child and Night reprint, 1 in a black for a 2/1 vampire with lifelink.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a 2-drop.
It's
got
a piker with
lifelink.
lifelink. I'm
Okay,
fine with it.
I'll give it
2.
a 2. So
Yeah.
definitely run 1 or 2 of these in your deck. It's pretty good early game, but late game it falls off, and Not too excited about too many of these.
No. Death Baron. One black, black, 2/2 zombie wizard. It's a rare. Skeletons you control and other zombies you control get +1/+1 and have death touch. I feel like you really need to be in an archetype for this.
Part of me's almost okay with this card. Because I'm sure there's got to be a lot of black zombies and skeletons. I've seen a few just looking through the set, but
Yeah, there's a few.
Lords have
And
always
reassembling
been...
skeletons in here, which is obviously a 5-star card.
God. Dude, get your Bone Dragon to a 6/5?
Anyway,
I don't know.
with
Lords
Death
have
Touch?
always been good. This Lord's kind of awkward though. Like that.
Yeah.
That stat line. Here's the thing. Like the last really good Lord that I at least played with was Lord of the Accursed from Amonkhet, and that one was good
zombie
just
lord.
because not only was it a good Lord with a fine body, it was a 3-mana 2/3, which is fine. It also had a good
Was that
ability
3/2?
on it. Yeah, it was a 2/3. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Flip the stats. But, I mean, yeah, at least it's a decent body and it had an extra ability. Just this is kind of meh.
Kind of weak.
We can see how many other zombies and skeletons we see when we're going through this. The fact that it doesn't buff itself makes it even worse, too. Like, if
Yeah.
it also applied to itself, I'd be more okay with it just because, like, oh, look, it's a 3-mana 3/3 with upside. Okay, that's a fine rare.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too keen on this.
I think it's definitely a fun build around. I'm thinking, like, 3.
Like 3, it is generous for me, but yeah, I get
I
it.
definitely think this card could be really good if you have the good build around, but it's going to be kind of hard to build around it.
A little bit, yeah.
Uh,
Speaking of a build around,
what is this? Demon
Not
of
really, but so.
Catastrophes. This is a 4-mana 6/6. There's no build around this as value. As an additional cost of the spell, sacrifice a creature. Let me get back to that in 1 second. Also, this is flying and trample. Now, remember when I said I would never sacrifice a creature for Altar's Reap?
You definitely sacrifice a creature for
I
this.
will always sacrifice a creature to play a 4-mana 6/6 flying trampler.
Yep.
We had...
Because in all intents and purposes, you're most likely 99% of the time upgrading the creature.
Yeah, it's like we had a... Oh man, what was that card? Desecration Demon back in Theros. And that
The
card
last
was
time we had a
beating.
The last time we had a 4-mana demon in a set that it was a mythic rare. It also had flying and trample. It was Mind Rack Demon, and you required, and it required you had to have Delirium to not be domed for 4 every turn. But it was a 4/5.
Yeah.
This has less of a downside, I'd say, and it's a 6/6,
Yeah, it's definitely...
and it's at a lower rarity.
Yeah, we also had Rite of Razaketh last set, which technically was a 4-mana 6/6 flyer, but definitely took a while to get there. But yeah, no, this is like 10 star, but no, this is bomb worthy. You want to pick this up as soon as you see it.
Yeah.
This is the 5. Like this
I'd say
this
this
takes
is a
over the
5.
game instantly. Even
Like,
if you have to
deal with it. They have to deal with it immediately, or else it just comes in.
like even if you have to sacrifice a good 3-drop that you played last turn, you can just attack in with a 3-drop, be probably okay with it, and then sacrifice it to get a 6/6 flying trample that your opponent immediately has to deal with.
Yeah,
Oh man, this card's gross. I love it.
I love it too. Diregraph Ghoul, 1-mana 2/2 zombie. When Diregraph Ghoul enters the battlefield tapped.
Okay, this is... If this format is really aggressive, this card is going to be great. If this format is not going to be really aggressive, this card's not that great.
I've never been super keen on this card.
I mean, I have just because it's good for aggressive strategies. I'm just not... Like, there definitely are a few cards in this format that do seem to be on the aggressive end. Plus, you get a 1-mana 3/3 if you play that Lord.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this card. I'm like kind of on the between 2 and 3 train with it.
I'm down for 2. If you are building an aggressive deck, this is something you want to pick up. But
Yeah.
for most decks, it's not really something you're looking for. Probably not going to help you out in the long run. Stat line is just... It's good for
This
its
late
mana,
game,
but it's not good for...
if you need a blocker, like late game or something,
That's the worst part.
yeah,
This card is dead in the late game.
it's
Like, at
super
this point, I'd
dead.
rather play the Walking Corpse or whatever it's called. Just the straight up bear, 'cause it's better.
Yeah, yeah. There's just that one. I forgot that was even a card in this set.
I think it's I know it's in the intro decks. I don't know if it's actually in the set. Anyway, we'll get there. Doom Dissenter, who missed Amonkhet, I did. 1 in a black for a 1/1 human. When it dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token.
I'm fine with this.
I-
I like this card.
I mean, it's a
This-
creature.
I did a lot of shenanigans with this in Almond Get Limited.
Oh, definitely. And that was a set with -1/-1 counters. So, like, -1 counters that you want to put on your own creatures, you could put on this guy. Technically upgraded with -1/-1 counters, which was kind of weird.
Yeah,
But definitely in this sack, you know, it might make cards like the quote unquote, or I'm just going to say bigger Altars Reap, and definitely the Demon, definitely makes this card a lot better. So, not like bomb worthy, but definitely something that you're very happy to pick up. I'm thinking 3 for this card.
I'd say between 2 and 3. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
me.
3. I think it's better than some of the other basic 2-drops that we've been seeing, but obviously it's not the best, not good for aggressive strategies just because it's a 2-mana 1/1, but definitely good for something little mid-range longer game.
yeah. It's just like a free blocker for most things.
Sorry about my camera, by the way. I think it's Discord. It's being wonderful, and you'll see me freeze about every 5 seconds. So, oh well. You're going to see my amazing emotions about 2 pixels an hour.
Fantastic. Next is Duress. 1 mana, sorcery, common. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card.
So, as a brand new card from the set, what do you think of it?
I don't like the fast, but
Ooh, you have come to the wrong channel. Ooh.
I I'm always back and forth on Duress in limited or discard effects in limited, because on turn 1 they're very nice. That they can be very nice because they might have a combat trick or something. You might just get a bunch of information. But any other time, it's not super fun, and they're usually not worth it to run in your deck.
Yeah, this is one of those like sideboard masterpieces, but almost unmain deckable.
Yeah.
So definitely something that it's like, it's not something I'm saying like it's the last card in the pack, so pick it. It's you might want to take it early, but definitely not something to run main board. Definitely a very good sideboard card against like if your opponent has planeswalkers or really big spells that you're worried about for the late game. That might be able to pick something off. Obviously, you still have the issue where if you draw this in the late game, you're kind of screwed.
Because in limited, there's not many situations in which the opponent has a full grip
Yeah.
late in the game.
So I'm thinking 2 for this card.
I was gonna go almost a 1. Like it's not something you take for the sideboard.
Yeah, specifically sideboard. Don't try to run this main deck unless you're like we had Divest last set, but that was a lot different because that hit creatures, which is most of the cards
and
your opponent will
artifacts,
play, and artifacts, which was huge because of the historic mechanic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was definitely something that you were very okay putting in your main deck. This card is just hard main deck and just limited.
Yeah.
Let's see. Epicure of Blood. 4 and a black for a 4/4 vampire. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. So, there have been a lot of life gain mechanics that we've already seen, and some smaller creatures with lifelink. This card could actually put in some work.
Yeah. It's not quite Vampire Envoy, which whenever it became tapped, the target opponent lost 1 life.
Goodness, that card was great.
But this is probably just fine.
Yeah.
There are some. I'm not sure. I can't remember if we saw any just passive life gain stuff.
I mean, we have like there were some cards where it was like draw a card, you gain 2 life. There's also just creatures that have lifelink on them. Some cards where like there's the weird 1-drop that like if you have 3 creatures, it gets +1/+1. You gain 1 life this turn or something.
Yeah, that was weird.
So yeah, there's a lot of incidental life gain. So this card could actually put up some work for you late game. Definitely a kind of a low key win con. I'm actually thinking, like, the more I think about it, there's a lot of, like, just subtle mechanics that just like can get this card can get you with. I was
Because
looking
like as much as I don't like a 5-mana 4/4,
hmm
a 4/4 is still a nice body to
Yeah,
have on the board.
it's not the greatest stats, but that ability can definitely make up for it. I'm okay giving this a 3.
Yeah, me too. I'd
Uh,
be fine with picking this.
definitely something. Yeah, definitely something I'm picking up and maybe even build around if like I get enough of these in the late game. Let's see.
And at common, you might pick up more than one, and it might do more.
Yeah,
Like,
you just like
put in a
ping
lot of work.
you're like draining your opponent for 3 every turn. That'd be hilarious. Cannot wait.
All right, Fell Spectre, 3 and a black for a 1/3 flyer, uncommon. When Fell Spectre enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card. Whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life.
Okay, I'm down.
I'm super down for this card.
So the body's meh, but what can you do? The 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 first effect's what's really mattering here. The when your opponent discards life, lose 2. Like that'll affect the first time it triggers, but you're probably not discarding a whole lot in this limited format. It's not like it's like Shadows Draft or anything where like
Yeah.
madness was a thing.
But this immediately comes down and just like drains them for 2, essentially.
yeah, the major part of this card that I like is like target opponent discards a card. So obviously late game won't be a big threat, but it's still a 1/3 flyer in the late game, which you're perfectly okay with. And the early game, like on curve turn 4, you're getting probably one of the better cards in your opponent's hand, unless they like stone cold flood it and just have every land to throw away. But
And even so, it's still 2 life that they just lost.
so definitely something I'm gonna be looking out for. Not something first pickable. I don't think this card is signaling you into anything, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking 4 for this card.
Um,
Three,
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4.
Three is probably a bit better because like you don't necessarily have. We've not seen a lot of like discard synergies and stuff. This is the only like thing that Matt cares about, discarding cards. And a 1/3 body for 4, even if it is flying, well, that sometimes can do the trick. It's not gonna match up well against any of the other flyers we've seen.
Okay, listen to me, people watching. This card does not mean you should run 5 duress main board. It's not how that works.
Don't.
Just
You're literally just like
don't.
encouraging them to do this now.
look. I'm trying to get some wins in. Okay. All right. Fraying
Wow.
Omnipotence. 3 black for a sorcery. Each player loses half their life, then discards half the cards in their hand, then sacrifices half the creatures they control. Round up each time.
So I was wrong. Spell Spectre is just broken.
You right, like they lose half their life, then they lose their life for each card they discard.
They lose 2 more life because they probably have 2 cards in hand.
4 more. It's 2 per discard.
No, like they discard 1 card
Oh, I see what you're saying.
from
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. But no,
I think this
I don't know
card
how to
is
feel with this card.
This card reminds me of, oh man, what was that Origins card where it was like each player selects 1 creature, 1 enchantment, 1 artifact, and 1 something else and destroys all the rest?
Tragic Arrogance.
Tragic Arrogance. This card reminds me a little bit of Tragic Arrogance, but worse.
Yeah, it doesn't leave. It doesn't just leave them the one thing.
Tragic Arrogance was so-so, but it was like the best Wrath you had in Origins.
Yeah.
While this isn't the best Wrath we have this set, it's still kind of a Wrath, and it almost makes me want to play this.
Yeah. I don't think you want to pick it up. It's definitely not like a first pick rare.
Yeah, obviously,
And
do
honestly,
not
honestly,
pick this up
I
to play
can't-
tokens.
yeah.
If you're playing tokens, don't play this card.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know if
definitely
I
weird.
don't even know if I want to pick this I can't think unless you're in a very specific deck.
Right? It's
I
like
can't think of a
you
reason
gotta
to
be
play
like in a
this.
heavy control deck, and then I'd
Yeah.
be like, yeah, okay, this card's fine. It's like I said, it reminds me of Tragic Arrogance, but it's so much worse than Tragic Arrogance.
Things that mass sacrifice but leave things for them to keep, just so they just pick their best things. It just is always underwhelming.
But Wired, I could have 5 Doom Dissenters out. You're already losing because you played 5 Doom Dissenters and they're all still on the field. What are you doing? But no, I'm thinking like 2 for this card. Definitely can see some play in specific decks, but definitely not something you're like uber looking for.
Yeah, if
And
you're
it's
gonna
still,
try.
it's still a mini Wrath. Not a good Wrath, but a mini Wrath.
Then gets resources out of their hand. Yeah, I'd say a 2 probably.
So,
Watch everybody
dude, I, like
we
it.
everybody we ever play against is gonna be like, what are you talking about? This is the best card in the set.
Like Wizards like shuts down this channel specifically because we didn't like that. Like they're like, you guys are idiots. We can't keep you like talking about Magic.
Yeah, like we thought the card name is a little on the nose for you two.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gravedigger, 3 and a black, 2/2 zombie. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's back.
And it's still really
Welcome
good.
back. It's still perfectly good.
So I don't know how many people. I guess most of you probably played the Dominaria draft. Soul Salvage was incredible during Dominaria draft. It was the best divination I've ever cast because it was so specific of a divination. Infinizard. This
Yeah.
just we'll get there. This card, the body's not great. It's 4 mana 2/2. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This card,
But
however,
you get back your best thing that died.
yeah. So if you happen to somehow your opponent has killed your 6/6 flying trampling demon,
You now get it back to your hand, and also have a body to sack to
yeah, I
it.
was gonna say this body's not staying around for long. Thanks for the help, Grave Digger. I'll eat you on the way out. But
No, I do like this.
definitely.
Card a lot. I'd say a 3.
I'm actually higher on it. I think it's a 4. I think it's like if I see this card, I'm thinking about switching, like moving into black.
Really?
Yeah, like this
Is that
card.
high on this card?
It's that much value for me. I'm big on this card.
I'm gonna stick with a 3.
All right, I'll put 3 just because I don't want to like excite anyone too much, but definitely look out for this card. A lot of
Yeah.
value to be had. Perfectly good. Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a
body, but-
very high value. Like, it's a very high value.
Yeah, you got
Value
this.
card. And it will see a lot of play in limited because it just you could even go to combat and then after combat, after trades have happened, play it, get back your best thing, and possibly replay it if it was cheap enough or late enough in the game.
So
It's a very good card.
Yeah, so apparently my camera's lagging, but your voice lagged there a little bit.
All right.
Graveyard Marshal, black for a 3/2. So this is all right.
I like the body.
it's
Color
good-
restraint's
it's
a little
very good body.
scary, but
2 and a black, exile a creature card from a graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. This card's nuts.
it really is.
This card is don't. I mean, it nombos with Gravedigger, so don't try it. Just kidding. Play both. They're both great. But no, this card can take over the game. Double black is nothing hard to build around. Like, oh man.
I mean, it's a little annoying, but
oh man, it means you might accidentally get this off in turn 4, and you only have a 3/2 that infinitely provides you creatures. Oh, honey, you need a backpack with that.
do you need a tissue for that issue?
Yeah.
But no, this is a bomb.
This is a bomb. This is the 5.
If you have, I mean, if it's just the first thing you play, it's a 3/2. If you draw it late and you've like lost a lot of creatures, it's a 3/2 that makes a bunch of boys.
Dude, we got the Lord this set. This card could be hilarious.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm gonna lose to like constructed zombies
Right.
in limited.
In limited, that's all I want to hear.
Okay. Hired Blade. 2 and a black for a 3/2 human assassin at common.
Wait,
Flash.
this card looks familiar. Reminds me of a cat. What was
Which
that?
cat?
A Dorn Pouncer, I believe it was called? No, it's a cheetah.
Oh yeah, no. This is actually just
It's just the
Pouncing
cheetah in black.
in black. I didn't even realize. I think about that.
Yeah, it's just the bouncing cheetah. Let me tell you,
Oh my
bouncing
gosh.
cheetah was perfectly fine. So this
It
card
was
is
like
perfectly fine. There's
Yeah.
not like it's not a cat synergy. Oh no. We didn't play it for the cat synergy. Well, some people did, but we didn't play it for the cat synergy. We played it because of the 3/2 with flash for 3, and it was a perfectly fine body with a great ability. I'm down to give
and
this
end
a
of their turn on turn 3 or whatever, flash it in.
I mean, if you had 3 open mana and turn 3, it was kind of obvious what you were doing.
Well, but no, you're right.
You're pretty, you do.
But it's going to take some getting used to having to think about having a black player having a flash creature.
It's definitely a weird. You don't see this very often, but man, my camera has been frozen for like the last minute, and that is exactly, guys. This is the face you should make whenever you see your opponent flash a sin against you. Right there,
Basically.
that's the reaction.
Yep.
Well, let's keep that going. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm gonna put this as a 3. Definitely.
I'd say it's a 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely on the higher end of the common creatures you want to be finding, but
Yeah.
not the powerhouse.
Eh.
All right, let me read this card, and then I might fix my camera for 2 seconds. Infectious Horror, 3 to black.
This is the face that people like in the actual lore of Magic. This is the face people make when they see this.
I mean, it's definitely some grotesque stuff. Infectious Horror, 3 to black for a 2/2 zombie horror. When it attacks, each opponent loses 2 life. What? This card seems meh.
Seems meh. If you can make it unblockable, it swings for 4. But
This card in aggro deck's probably fine, but
it just, I mean, Afflict was good.
yeah, Afflict was good. This is not Afflict.
No, it's not.
This is
If late in the game, it could possibly win you the game okay, congrats.
yeah, I'm back.
If you've gotten them low and they've stabilized late in the game, and like you can't get any more damage in, this could just finish the game potentially.
Yeah. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. I'm thinking 2 or 3 for this card.
I'd say a 2 probably because it's still a 4-mana 2/2.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
just-
like as good as ability as Gravedigger, but definitely something aggressive. Like if you're playing against aggressive decks, definitely something you need to be watching out for. It's surprise 2 damage. You just,
Yeah.
I mean, not instantly, but within the matter of seconds.
Yeah. Infernal Reckoning. 1 black mana for an instant rare. Exile target colorless creature. You gain life equal to its power. Now, this is not a card for limited.
What? But we
I
could
cannot
kill
think-
a Thopter.
This is not a card
This is
for
not a
limited.
card. Don't play this.
This is very much created for older formats or standard even with vehicles.
Yeah, this is the vehicle. They like printed like every answer for vehicles this set, and we didn't need it.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Welcome back.
Fun interruption, and just on time, my camera freezes. That's all I needed to see.
Hey.
All right, this card's bad.
No, this card is not something you will ever pick up in limited.
This is a 1. Don't play this card.
Don't.
Don't do it. Don't take it. Don't even look.
If
at
you
it.
open it in your first pack, weep.
If this is like, this is one of those like you're gonna last pick it, and then your opponent's gonna have like the most ridiculous colorless creature of the set, and you're gonna be excited one time, and you're gonna get him one.
Oh,
time.
I got you in the sideboard, boys.
Smack the card off the table. Get off of me.
But no, just don't pick it.
Oh, big, it's bad.
All right, next card.
Infernal Scarring, white and a black. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0 and has, whenever this creature dies, draw a card.
It wasn't very good in Amonkhet.
Yeah.
It's not very good here.
It replaces itself.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's as much conversation we're having. This is like a 1, maybe a 2. I can't, like, I've seen it played. I've played it once. It's not great, but
It doesn't feel good.
it doesn't feel. This
This is a 1.
This is a 1. Not as bad as the last card, but
No. Like
when a common's better than a
1.5
rare.
maybe, but not too worthy, I don't think.
I just like how a common is better than a rare. That's how bad that other card was. Yeah, it's you.
Izareth the Awakener. 1 black for a 3/3 human wizard rare. It has Death Touch, and whenever Izareth the Awakener attacks, you may pay X. When you do, return target creature card for the converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield with a corpse counter on it. If that creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else.
What's with the corpse counter?
It's just a reminder.
Okay. I was like, I can have Constrictor out, put 2 corpse counters on it. They're already dead.
The corpse counter is just a. They could have worded it probably better, but corpse counter is just for
Yeah, like if I guess it would have to
a
be static.
reminder.
It'd be weird. Anyway, yeah, let's. Yeah, okay. This card's bomb.
This card's very good. You
Uh,
can't block it for free. It just it brings itself back.
yeah, it doesn't
Um,
even say deal combat damage. It just says attack. So like,
yeah.
if there's something better in your
No matter
graveyard than a
what, you're getting
3/3,
something out of it.
and it has death touch, so it kills whatever blocks it.
Yeah.
And this card's fantastic. Like this is another. Black is looking really strong this set.
Yeah. Although we did just get past 2 1-star cards.
We don't talk about those.
I know you can't. You keep freezing up.
Yeah, I apparently. Well, it's not that I can't talk; it's that you just can't see me talk.
Fair enough. No,
Respect.
this is definitely something that you're gonna first pick.
Yeah. No, the.
I'd be happy to, because you don't need to be in like an archetype
Do
to play her. She just gets value for
Yeah.
you.
I haven't been to a pre-release in forever. Do they get themed decks anymore, or is it just like
No,
you get a random one?
no.
Okay. I was gonna be
There
like pick
maybe when
black.
Ravnica comes back, but
It's like pick black. That seems to be the best like rare chance. Until you get everyone opens the freaking 1 mana removal artifact. Anyway, Lich's Caress. 3 black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature, you gain 3 life. Yeah, this is great limited card.
yeah,
Amazing.
5 mana removal and limited is always fine.
Yep.
There's usually one of these in a set.
Could be first
Um,
pickable. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4. Not bomb, but definitely something you're first picking. Good
Yeah,
removal. Gets rid of almost literally anything.
yeah. Well, I don't think we've seen anything indestructible in the set
Not
so far.
yet. I'm waiting for something to pop up. It's gonna be an artifact, and we're all gonna like realize the mistake we've made.
Infernal Scarring is now a 7.
That one sideboard guy is gonna go home with the big.
Dude, Infernal Scarring's fucking 5 out of 7, you know?
It wasn't Infernal Scarring. What was that card called? Infernal Reckoning.
Infernal Writing,
Infernal
sorry.
Scarring's the other one.
The other one, yeah.
Ooh, baby, a walker in black.
Liliana, Untouched by Death. 2 black, set to 4 loyalty. +1 is put the top 3 cards of your library into the graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life.
Alright.
-2, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of zombies you control. And -3, you may cast zombie cards from your graveyard this turn.
Alright. Now, before we rate this card, I'd like to take a moment of silence for everyone to get out the MC Hammer jokes real quick. Okay, now that they can't touch this, this card is definitely bomb worthy and limited. Almost all planeswalkers are.
I don't know about this one though.
Really? I mean, it's got a removal spell.
You
on it.
need to have a lot of zombies in it for the deck to work. For this to work in a deck at
Oh
all.
wait, I read this wrong. Wait a minute. Hold on. I was looking the wrong. I was reading the wrong ability. Yeah. This. I mean, there are a lot of zombies. We've seen a lot of zombies, so I definitely think this is something you're probably fine.
This is a
taking out.
build around. I'd definitely put this at maybe like a 4, because
Yeah,
pack
why not
1,
5?
pick 1, you're taking this because then you can just build around it.
Oh, it's weird to think that a Johnny is the better walker in limited.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just weird to think that. Yeah, no, 4.
Because
All
this
right.
doesn't do anything to the board on its own.
Yeah, I read the card wrong. Yeah, this is.
This is maybe like a high 3 to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say 4. It is still a planeswalker, so it's gonna be hard for your opponent to deal with, and there seem to be a lot of zombies in the set, so probably not that hard to get through, but careful.
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
don't pick this expecting it to win you the
Someone
game
gets like
itself.
5 of these. And
It doesn't. It doesn't actually have an ultimate.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Liliana's Contract. 3 black for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you draw 4 cards and lose 4 life. I'm already in. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 4 more demons with different names, you win the game. Guys, this is not going to happen.
I'm pretty sure it's literally impossible in this limited environment.
We've seen how many? 2 demons? 1 demon? 2 demons?
1 demon. I believe it was Demon Catastrophes.
That second ability is irrelevant, guys. Don't look at it. That first part is fantastic.
draw 4, lose 4. It's gonna that's gonna
It's gonna kill some of you.
that's gonna
Well,
it's
we'll
gonna
get,
kill some of you for sure.
we'll miss you, and we'll miss you, fallen brethren.
But
But
that itself could win you the game.
you have 4 cards for 5 mana.
It's just
It's like painful truths, but even more painful.
God, I miss painful
Oh
truths.
man, I miss painful truths.
But no, this is a very good card. I'd say it's a 3 just because it's just an enchant. It's just card draw,
I mean, it's a lot of
but
card
draw
draw.
is card draw.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4. I'm gonna go with 3 to even it out, and because my face is so frozen that I can't make an opinion right now.
Da 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 da.
There it is. But no, definitely a lot of value to be had here. Definitely something you want to pick up.
Yeah. Macabre Waltz. 1 in a black sorcery. The worst art of this card. Just bring back the 2 people in a bloody well or something. I don't know what it was. It was gruesome though. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card.
Yeah, this art is just him having the worst date of his life.
Basically.
This
But this is a good card. It's a weird card. I always forget about the discard clause.
You remember how I said Soul Salvage was good?
Mm-hmm.
This card still is that good.
Yeah,
Little worse because you have to discard, but at that
but
point,
one less mana.
like at that point, you're either discarding a land, or you realize that one creature is superbly better than the other one, and just discard the worst one.
Yeah.
Or you go infinite value and you get Gravedigger back to get the creature you missed. 20 more mana later, you get value. Alright.
Fantastic. No, I this is probably just like a 2 though.
Yeah, probably 2, 3. Don't pick too many of these up. It's still, I mean, as much as I say it's a better divination, you can't have multiple of these to say it's a better divination. It's definitely like a 1 of, maybe 2 of if you're greedy, but definitely like can get you back one of your bombs from your graveyard. There's a lot
It's a weird card because it's not really good from a head.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good graveyard like happiness going on this set.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, like we haven't even hit my favorite card from the black set yet. I'm waiting for it. While we're waiting though, Mind Rot, because we wanted it. 3 in a black, sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards. Okay.
This card is always like, fine.
Yeah. Turn 3, little tempo loss, but you get a lot of value off of it, so
Yeah, getting rid of 2 of their cards.
obviously, like we said with the rest late game, it's pretty bad late game. Like it's
Yeah.
almost it's almost unplayable late game because
I mean, Unburden was played, but that also had cycling.
yeah, that's cycling. And like when we had the 2-headed giant format, we had the one that said discard 2, but then you scryed 2. So bare minimum, if they didn't have any cards, you got to scry 2 after that.
Yeah.
So this
No,
one
this
having no other effects is not exciting.
probably a high 1 for me.
High one. I'm gonna
Because
go-
you're not gonna like actively pick this in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form.
I'm gonna go with 2. I think it's definitely something you could put in the main deck, but just be wary that late game it's really bad. Early game it can definitely like put you ahead in a lot, but late game it's really bad.
Murder. 1 black instant destroy target creature. It's a fuck. Just take it. It's removable. 4, definitely 4.
Could go higher
Straight
if I
removal.
really want. This is first pickable. This is
Entirely
guys,
first
take
pickable.
it.
It's essentially, no, maybe not, but it's almost as good as Aromancer's Cage. It's 1 less mana too.
Yeah, it's one of that's the big thing. Like this card's guys take this. Like
It's just unconditional removal at instant speed in any limited format is always good.
if you don't think your rare is a bomb, take this card. That's how good this card is.
Yeah, because if you pass this, then you're probably not going to be in black.
Yeah, here's the think about it this way: whatever rare you took over this card, your opponent will automatically have the better answer to that card. That's how good that card is.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here's the fun one. All right, Nightmare's Thirst. A single black for an instant. You gain a life. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. All right.
At worst, It's 1 mana, -1/-1, you gain a life.
It's not really great.
No.
However, if there is any sort of instant like in your deck, like Child of Knights or any of the other creatures in white or any of the spells in white, you got a fairly good removal spell here.
Go to combat, attack with that one angel that gains you 2 life whenever it attacks. They go to block, you -3/-3 them for 1 mana.
Yep.
It has potentially very high upside.
The low side is super low, which is kind of the issue.
Yeah.
Though it does say it is an instant speed, so it can definitely mess up combat for your opponent. So like, there's a lot of utility to this card, but its low end is really bad. I'm thinking this is a 3.
I was gonna say 3 as well.
So definitely something that you can get your opponent with. Good removal spell if you definitely have enough life gain in your deck. Even like the draining vampire we talked about earlier. Like there's just some small things you can do to make this card any better, and at that point, like you're fairly happy playing this card.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird though, because like sometimes you're gonna want to like play like creatures first main phase to make sure this triggers higher numbers, and your opponent's gonna have to like put the things together and be like, what cards are in this set again?
I'm gonna lose to someone casting this on their 4/4 that like whenever I lose life when they gain life. Just they need to do 1 more damage. They're gonna cast that on their 4/4, and I'm gonna lose a lot. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna kill you. The card's pretty good.
Open the Graves. 3 black enchantment rare. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Next card.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll take a look.
There's really,
guys,
okay.
It's free creatures.
like, you don't care about throwing your stuff under the bus.
But
if they die, it comes back as a different thing.
But Wired, what if I'm running a token synergy? Why are you running a token synergy if you took this card? A. B. Even like the token generators that the tokens are coming off of still trigger for zombies.
Yeah.
This card's great.
You're going to be playing creatures in your deck. You're going to be getting into messy combat every once in a while. You may as well have a free rebuild card.
Oh my, this card's so great. This with the card that like you can exile cards from your graveyard to make zombies, just create an infinite board. Each creature counts for 2 late game. Oh my goodness. Standard should be hilarious.
You're thinking to build around 2 rares though.
Dude, standard zombies is gonna be hilarious.
Oh my, I'm excited.
It's gonna be really fun. Like we have Anointed Procession with this deck for a little bit. It's gonna be really funny. For a little bit, but that's.
I mean, to be honest, a lot of the zombie stuff leaves once Amonkhet leaves.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Oh well.
Oh, yeah, like the good lord. Okay. What Phylactery's Lich?
Phylactery.
Phylactery. All right. Black. Hey, indestructible. Relevant text. Doesn't die to murder. Guys, pick this card over murder. All right. I have no idea what it does. It's a 5/5 for 3. I mean, good stats already. Indestructible. Awesome. Enters the battlefield. Put a Phylactery counter on an artifact you control. When you control no permanent with Phylactery counters on them, sacrifice Phylactery's Lich.
So you need an artifact in order to make this work.
So, what a weird... Why?
I don't even know. I can't think of many reasons to...
We haven't
Now,
got...
a 3-mana 5/5 is
indestructible.
But you need an artifact out beforehand.
Right. Is there any, like, we had Power Stone Shard last set. Is there any, like, artifacts like that where they're not, like, creatures, but they're just kind of hanging around doing a job on their own?
I mean, equipment.
That could work. Do you, like, put it on Rogue's Gloves?
Something like that. Yeah, there's ways to make this work. It's just that...
It's very difficult.
You have to pick a card that's potentially not good.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like, triple black. You're already gonna have some issues.
Yeah, triple black by...
It was hard and limited for Dominaria, and there are 5 triple color cards. Also, to put
Excuse
this
me.
card onto the field and have it survive, you also need to happen to have an artifact beforehand. We haven't gotten to the artifact section yet, so we can't say for sure. Obviously, there are Thopters, but like, what if your opponent just has like destroy target creature spell? He gets a 2-for-1. Like, I think. Oh man, I'm struggling to give this like a 2 or a 3. It's
I'd say
so
a 2,
powerful.
just because its
But
upside is super high. Its downside is just unplayable, though.
yeah, all right, we're gonna have to go with 2. Build around. If you can build around this card, you're gonna be pretty good. But
This card's gonna kill me every time.
every time, it's super hard to get rid of. Like, there's not many cards in the set with the exile that we've seen so far, and like white's typically the big color with exile,
Yeah,
and we saw what, one.
yeah.
So it's hard to get rid of if you guys can get it down, but
We saw 2 exile effects. Just one only cares about converting mana cost 1 creatures.
unless red has a weird like red has just that one random exile effect, because sometimes they do.
Hmm,
But,
I
oh,
guess. I don't know. But anyway, um, the next card is Plague Mare. 1 black black 2/2 Nightmare Horse. Uncommon. Plague Mare can't be blocked by white creatures. When Plague Mare enters the battlefield, creatures your opponent control get -1/-1 until end of turn. So it's black Goblin Chain Whirler almost
yeah,
without secondary ability.
obviously it's worse than Gavin Chain Whirler with
Well,
the
yeah,
card is, oof,
that's just
oof.
given.
No. But
But
no,
no,
this
I
is definitely something I want to be playing.
this is a very good card. I
Very
feel.
good. I'm 3 or 4 is where I'm debating between. Here's the thing: like -1/-1 might not seem huge at first, but think about it this way: post combat, if you attack the large board, it can get that 1 extra point of damage in that your opponents were not counting for and kill 2 or 3 of the creatures. You know, and if your
Yeah.
opponents are running a token synergy, which we've seen Thopters already, can kill all Thopters on their side of the board. I mean,
Wipe their board clear of the kitties.
yeah,
The cats can't block it.
that's true. This card seems really strong.
Yeah.
I'm between 3 and 4.
I'm honestly on the boat of 4 to be honest.
Definitely, stats are fine too. 3 and 2/2 is not typically that good, but the effect just so makes up for it. Like, it's even got protection. Well, quote unquote, it's got mini protection from white, not like actual protection from white. But
They no longer print cards with protection anymore.
yeah, they do. We just had the knights from last set. Well, I guess
That's
text
hexproof. They don't want protection because there's no way to interact with it. Anyway.
I can see it. Ravenous Harpy. 2 and a black for a 1/2 flyer. For 1 mana, you can sacrifice another creature and put a +1/+1 counter on Ravenous Harpy. Dear God, this card's great.
Aristocrats is back, but no, this not even aristocrats.
So,
If there's just so many cards in this set that you don't care about sacrificing, Doom Dissenter, tokens, just make this an infinitely big thing.
yeah, there's also a lot of things. So, the thing with cards like Thallid Omnivore from last set and more, what's the word I'm looking for? Famous one called Nintuko Husk. Had sacrifice effects that last till end of turn. Those cards were already pretty powerful. One more so
Yeah.
in limited, but definitely very powerful effects that you look for. This is permanent.
Tuco has took over standard, but
Yeah, this card is permanent.
yeah, and it's only 1 mana and an instant speed. So
if you're
go to combat, they try to kill something with a combat trick. You just eat your thing.
blockers is so much better for you because you throw a bunch of chump blockers in the way and then you can sack them in response, not taking the damage and making your harpy huge. Like,
This eats a removal spell because any other removal spell it just eats the creature that you're targeting.
this card is great.
Yeah,
This is another 4 for me.
I'm there with you. Yeah, I'll be there. I can be there with
You
you.
can play around combat. Body's fine. It's got flying, so obviously the evasion's pretty good. And it eats Thopters on base. Thopters is
Anyway.
looking worse and worse the more I look at all these derpy flyers they're printing.
We're on to the greatest card in the set.
Oh my goodness.
Reassembling Skeletons
Jigsaw
got no
Skeleton.
reprint. 1 and a black, 1/1, Skeleton Warrior at uncommon. But for 1 and a black, you can return Reassembling Skeleton from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It's essentially just an infinite blocker.
So we had what was the skeleton from last set that gained indestructible?
Drudge Sentinel.
Okay, guys, Drudge Sentinel was not that great because that was so much mana. That was
Yeah.
3 to play it for a 2/1. You're already not happy playing that stat line. And then you have the issue with 3 mana to keep it alive, if I remember right. I don't remember if it was 3 or 4. I do remember that my camera is really bad today. Anyway, um, so definitely you get a free blocker every turn. It says tapped, but as long as you do it during either your end step or when you most need it, you're perfectly fine with this card.
Yeah.
So
It's I've lost games to this thing because in limited because it just I couldn't get through it. They just kept getting it back.
and it works with the combo if you get the rare enchantment, so because it can infinitely destroy itself to make 2/2 zombies. It works with the harpy that we were just talking about. You can just sack it to the harpy, get the harpy bigger. Like, this card is great for all combos. It's good for blocking. There's just so much utility for this card.
Yeah. I'd say it's a 3.
Yeah, definitely 3. Could go up based on how many combos there are in black. But stat-wise alone, it's on the lower end, but it definitely makes up for it for the amount of stuff it can do.
Yeah. The Black's looking very powerful this set.
I can't talk about it. Guys, Rise from the Grave's getting reprinted. It's not broken. I'm just really happy to see it. 4 into black for a sorcery. Put target creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That creature's a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. So remember how I was talking about how I love
You said something wrong there. You said something wrong there. It's from a graveyard.
Yeah, I did say that wrong. So remember how I said like I keep talking about how many of these cards I love that like return creatures from your graveyard to your hand. Hey guys, how about graveyards to the field? Also, any graveyard to your field. That was a nice bomb I killed a few turns ago. Would be a shame.
Man, do you want to get your skeleton dragon back? Do you only have 6 other creatures in your graveyard? What a shame.
What a
It's mine now.
Oh man, this card is so good. It's just so much value. Get it. Obviously, it's not good like on turn 5.
It's good as a one of, I feel. You don't want more than one of these.
Probably not. You
For
could probably get
in
away
most
with
decks.
2, but you definitely won. But that 1 is going to put a lot of work for you. I'm going to say 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3. I mean, just if the look of frozen
Yeah,
and joy
that should
on
explain
Wired's
it to you
face.
right there. Just but no, definitely I enjoy this card. I think it's a lot of fun to play with, and you get to play the most powerful card in whatever game you're playing. Like how upset can you be with that?
Next card is Skeleton Archer. 3 and a black for a 3/3 Skeleton Archer. It's common. When Skeleton Archer enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to any target.
Guys, this card's fantastic.
This card's very
I
good.
had the privilege of playing with this card just because I was taking a friend to the Magic intro thing, the Magic game.
The open house.
What is the word? What about my mouse?
Open house.
Open house. That was it. And like this was in the pre-con, and this card was put in a lot of work. It pings off stuff that just is super low on toughness, gets in that extra point of combat damage. If your opponent's low on health, you just and you hit him square in the head. So much application. The body's fine, not something you're super looking forward to, but that ability can definitely put in some work.
Yeah.
Definitely think it's the 3. Not crazy,
I'd
but
say so. Like a bit on the lower end of 3, but still a 3.
oh yeah. Oh man, I'm just thinking smack dab on 3. Like this is, there's a lot of potential for that card to work. Hey look, more reprints. Sky March Bloodletter. 2 and a black for a 2/2 flyer. When enters battlefield, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
This is a good card.
It's a good card. It's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer. Dude, it didn't matter any other text on that. Didn't matter. I'd play that.
Ping him for 1. You're good. I'd say this is another 3.
Yeah, ping for 1's fine and all, but that body is pretty good, and you're gonna want to play this card.
You're happy picking up like as many of these as possible.
Dude, you can just mono Sky March deck, guys. Just play 20 of these, hit them for 20, you'll win.
It's common. So
Get 'em.
Sovereign's Bites. 1 and a black, sorcery common. Target player loses 3 life and you gain 3 life.
I struggle with cards like these.
It's worse Lightning Strike.
Yeah.
I never had a situation where I was happy to cast this.
Like, the issues with these cards is, like, if you think about cards like Lava Axe, which are amazing, right? Because it's just deal 5 for 5. This is deal 3 for 2. Why is it so bad? But it's bad. I think it's
Because you don't get the choice.
Well,
It's only to the player.
well, Lava Axe is also to the player, but Lava Axe is also... It's a bigger number. This
Yeah.
card is just, like, it's so low impact. Could see play, 3 life might help you, and there's a lot of life gain mechanics in the set, so definitely something like, it might be a 30 or 23rd in your deck, and you'd be fine with it. But it doesn't affect the board, so that's the worst part about this card.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking probably 1 or 2 for this. Leaning a little higher just because of all the life gain strategy we already talked about this set, but
I'm still stuck on 1.
fair enough. I'm going to go ahead and label it as a 1. So don't be surprised to play against it, but try not to pick it up if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Stitcher's Supplier. Single black for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. This is super weird. I almost want to play this card.
I don't.
Like, don't... Please,
The only
don't,
card I can think this works with is Skeleton Dragon to get more creatures in the graveyard,
that or
and
like
Liliana.
Well, those two, we can also, like, Rise from the Grave. We can also get, like, the cards that, like... Our 3 are Divination we were talking about. It's a 1-mana 1/1. That's typically bad, and I don't really want to play it for that. And the ability is, like, not even that relevant.
Not really.
I'm thinking 1.
I'd say a 1.
Part of me was looking for something cool to do with this card, but 1-mana 1/1s and limited are really bad unless they have a really good ability attached to them.
Strangling Spores, 3 and a black, instant. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. I'd say this is still very good.
Yeah, I'm saying 3 or 4 for this card. It's good removal, kills a lot of
A
things.
high 3 for me, because
3.
it's not quite on the level of the 5-mana removal spell
Mm-hmm.
and Murder,
Yeah.
because it doesn't kill everything, but it kills enough.
If this is the only removal in the pack, you still take this card because it's still pretty good removal. Doesn't kill everything,
Yeah.
but kills pretty much almost anything that you're looking to do. Plus the minus
It's
ability.
instant speed, so it can also mess up combat.
Right, it's a minus ability, so it's like a reverse pump spell. So definitely pretty good. 2-headed zombie. 3 and a black for a 4/2 menace.
We really like 3/2 menaces, and we'll
Yeah.
get to that in red eventually.
Yeah,
but
3/2 menace are great.
and we liked Curse Minotaur.
Uh-huh.
But this is the same issue as like Dutiful Servants, like the 2/4 in Almond had.
Yeah,
And you give it 2/5 for 1 extra mana, and nobody played it because it was terrible.
It's too much mana. Like 4 power for menace for 4 would be great, but that toughness just does not let it survive. Like it
No.
almost never trades up because it's already 4 mana.
It has menace, so maybe I'm a little higher on this card.
I mean,
But-
like this is a 2 for me. Definitely something I could see myself playing, but this is I'm filling my deck
I'm
for
still on
something.
2.
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely. I mean, this card can definitely mess up combat, but it's pretty easy to get rid of.
Yeah. Vampire Neonates. 1 mana, 0/3, common. 2 and tap. Each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life.
It's like the worst
Pick
pinger
up
I've
this
ever
card.
seen. But it's still a pinger.
It's very good.
Yeah. So. Oh. I know I'm gonna hate playing this card because it's literally the worst pinger. But it's still a pinger, so it's like, okay, I'll play a pinger.
Well, it's a pinger that gains you life. There's plenty of stuff that like life gain
Yeah,
matters.
It's the 2 mana that's the issue. Like, the body's fine, the mana cost is, but like, it's the 2 mana that's really getting me. Most pingers, like, typically that have been good have been untap, like, can untap. Well, most of them are free, but some of them could even, like, untap, like a Nettle Drone from BMC could untap if you played a colorless spell that turn. This is, like, 2 mana, you have to get it, like
I don't know. I'm fine
Definitely
with this
something you
card.
win. Like this is definitely something you win with late game. It's fine body for early game because it blocks pretty much anything before turn 3.
Yeah, I'm honestly like high 2, maybe a 3 on this card.
I'm okay getting with a 3. Definitely
Yeah,
something that
'cause
can win
it's
you late game, but
end of turn, you just drain them for
yeah.
1 every turn,
This is a
and
card where if you're flooded,
you're
you're
happy.
pretty happy being flooded. Like being flooded with this card out won't affect you too much. So,
Yeah, you're just happy to be pinging them end of turn every turn.
Vampire Sovereign, 3 black for a 3/4 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. This card's great. Guys, please play this.
Just a 5-mana 3/4 flyer
Yeah,
with
toughness.
with immediately hitting them for 3.
Yeah, and 4 toughness is huge. Like three
Yeah,
toughness is
we've
typically
not seen a
where
lot.
most removal hits. 4 toughness is pretty hard to get through, especially in limited with the limited amount of removal.
Yeah,
So,
one of the removal spells, the common removal spell, Strangling Spores, was -2/-3. It doesn't kill this.
Yeah. And even if you pick Lightning Strike as an uncommon red removal, that's typically
Yeah, we've
really
not
good.
seen a lot of 4-powered creatures as well.
Yeah, no, for like this 4 toughness is gonna really make its matter, and like Naolis said, like that instant lose 3 gain 3 is definitely gonna be relevant.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go ahead and give this card 3, probably a high 3 for me, but
a high 3 for me as well.
yeah, definitely very good card.
Yeah, just flyers are always good.
Hey, there's the Walking Corpse.
Hey, it's a 1/2. It's 1 and a black for a 2/2 zombie common, and that's it. It's just a bear. It's just a black zombie bear.
It's Black Bear,
The-
and
It's a relevant creature type, but I'd still say it's just a 2.
yeah, 2. I'm gonna go with a little higher 2, just because it's a bear. Like stat wise, it's fine, and we did talk about the synergies earlier with the zombies and all that
Yeah.
like that. So definitely be aware of this card. All right, so that was actually the last card for black. Spoiler for the first red card. You've never seen that card before in your life.
Oh my goodness,
so
we're so professional.
It was so professional.
Anyway,
So,
thank you for watching the review of the black cards.
yeah, we'll hit red in the next episode, then green, then all the artifacts and stuff. Link to all my other stuff's down below, and to Naolis' Twitch channel. That's also down there.
I wasn't aware of this. I
Yeah,
should
haha,
start
boo!
again.
Throw the glitter on it a little bit, give it a little shine.
All right.
little spangle spangle.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, see you, dude.